Let's solve this economic question. Explain the meaning of the law of demand and using the examples and diagrams distinguish between movements along and shift of demand curve. So we have to discuss two things. One thing is due to the change in price, what is the movement along demand curve and the shift of the demand curve. Okay. So first let's see what is law of demand. So the law of demand states that citrus paribus, that is all other factors held constant. Okay. There is an inverse relationship between price and the quantity demanded. So there will be a lot of things that affects the demand other than price, right? So like maybe the consumer choice or maybe like the availability or something, a lot of the climate, taste and preferences. Like there is a lot of things. So we are keeping everything as constant. Okay, nothing else changes. But only the price is changing. That is why we consider the situation as citrus paribus. Okay. So there is an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded, right? So price is inversely proportional to quantity demanded. This is what we say. So in simple terms, what we can say, when price falls, quantity demanded rises. When price falls, quantity demanded will be increasing, right? Same as like the price increases. Okay. Likewise, the price increases, the quantity demanded falls, right? So this is the condition. Okay. So you can take an example like the price of chocolate decreases. Okay, when the price of the chocolate decreases, consumers will buy more, right? So and if the price increases, they will buy less. Let's explain it with a graph. So this is the normal demand graph. Okay, you can see the change. So this is a high price, right? And it's a lower price. So at this high price, the quantity demanded will be this. See, only this much quantity is demanded. When the price is lower to this point, you can see the change. Now the quantity demanded has increased, right? So this is our P1. Let it be our P2. Okay. And this was our Q1 and this is our Q2. So let's imagine that the initial price was P1 and the initial quantity was Q1. Then the new price is P2 and the new quantity is Q2. So you can see that when the price has changed, right? When the price is decreased, what happened? The quantity demanded increases. So this is what happened. At the same time, if you increase the price from P2 to P1, the quantity will decrease from Q2 to Q1. Okay. So this occurs due to a change in the price of the good itself. Okay. This occurs due to the change in the price, right, of the good itself. So when the price changes, the quantity demanded also changes with all other factors constant. Okay. So there are two type of changes. The extension in demand, that is the price falls, the quantity demanded increases. And also the movement will be downward along the curve, right? Downward along the curve from this point to this point. Then we have contraction in demand, right? When the prices increases, quantity demanded decreases, right? Movement upward along the curve. Movement will be like this. Okay. So you can mention like when the price of tea drops from 20 to 10, people will buy more tea, right? That is extension. Got it? Now we have another concept that is shift of demand curve. That is comparatively different from the concept that we have discussed so far. Okay. So far we have only seen what are the changes occurs when the price is changing, right? So the demand can be changed due to many other factors. We have already mentioned that. So just imagine that due to a sudden cold weather, okay, the demand for sweaters will increase at all prices, right? So that is due to some other factor, due to the climate. Okay, it doesn't have anything to do with the price. So the price and the quantities are the same, but the demand increases. Okay. So as a result, what will happen? Just imagine this is our initial demand. Okay. So initially, the demand schedule was like at let's take 10 rupees or $10, whatever it is. The demand was like 5. Okay. For 20, the demand was like okay, let's take it in other place. Okay. For 10, more will be there. So let's take it as 100. For 20, it was 80. Okay. And for 30, it's like 60. And for 40, it will be 40. And 60, it will be 20. So the demand schedule was like this. Okay. This is the price and the quantity demanded. Okay. And due to the sudden change in the climate, so the cold winter, the temperature has dropped a lot. So everybody need the sweaters now. So no matter what the price is, the demand will increase. Right? So what is the demand change here? For 10, now we have like 150. Okay. For $20, we have the change like the 120. Here we have like 100. Here we have 80. And here we have 60. Now the price stays the same, right? There is no change in the price scale, but the quantity has changed. That is how the demand curve will shift to right. Okay, when the quantity demanded increases with all price due to any other reason, the curve will shift to right. At the same time, due to any other reason, if the demand is decreased at all prices, the demand curve will shift left. That is how the demand curves will be shifting. Okay. So this occurs when factors other than price changes, right? Causing the entire demand curve to move. There are two types, increase in the demand and a decrease in the demand, right? So if the demand is increasing, there will be a rightward shift. More is demanded at every price, right? Causes like higher income, population growth, maybe favorable taste, any other climatic changes, whatever it is. There will be a lot of reasons. And at the same time, there is a decrease in demand, like leftward shift. Less is demanded at every price. What will be the causes? Like fall in income, negative preferences, rise in price of substitutes, etc. Right? That is how it changes. Then we can take any examples. Okay, if people's income increases, they may buy more branded clothes at all prices, right? So the demand curve shift right. So due to the income, population change, changes in the consumer taste and preferences, climate, there is a lot of any new trend introduction. So due to many of these things, it can be changed. So the shift in demand curves are of two types. One is rightward shift and another one is leftward shift. Rightward shift is the increase in demand at all price level. Leftward shift is the decrease in demand at the all price level. So this is how the demand curve will shift.